did them all.
Hello people of YouTube, this is Prolix Enigma here, and today I'm going to talk about the PlayStation Now feature, which I've been looking into off and on, trying to gather some of my opinions, my hopes, what I really want to happen with it, if they're telling completely the truth about how it's going to work, and what it could possibly do to PlayStation as a whole, and to the gaming community as a whole. And I'm going to start by saying that I think it's a good thing that they're implementing this. I think that everybody has always wanted this, and it's a way that they can make money off of it. And now I suggested something like this a few years ago. I was like, well, if they really have a problem with you using old games on your console, why don't they just make you pay for it? Why don't they give you like a charge? Like if you're going to play this game on this console, you have to pay $20 or 15 or whatever. And so they finally did something like that. Which I'm happy for. Now, when I got my PlayStation 4 and I had realized that... Well, hold on, let me explain this real quick. So I got my PS4 and I wanted to play Ghosts, and I had the $10 digital copy thing, right? So I downloaded the $10 digital copy, and then I take the disc out, and I go to play it. Or I didn't take the disc out. Once I had gotten it downloaded, I went to play it, and then I had realized I have to put the PlayStation 3 disc in my PlayStation 4 in order to play it. They're making me do that when all they had to do was just make it so I could have used my PlayStation 3 game on my PlayStation 4. But I understand it's for money, you gotta have money to run a business. So I wasn't angry, or I wasn't overly dramatic about it or anything like that. It was just, it was weird to find, to actually see plain and simple how they could do that, and it wasn't. But I'm glad that they're implementing something like this. I think it could bring new ideas to both Xbox, PC, and, well, I guess PC doesn't really matter, but Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation. So, because if they're implementing this on PlayStation, more than likely Xbox will be soon to follow in the footsteps, the competition between the two companies, and then Nintendo's kind of back there, and they'll be a couple years behind us, but that's besides the fact. I don't know, maybe Nintendo has already had something like that before, I'm not sure, but I think it's a pretty cool aspect, and I'm glad that they're adding it to the PlayStation systems, I guess. I don't know. I hope that these are the things that I hope it's not. Number one, I hope that they don't have a really, really, really tight restriction on the games that you can play. I understand that starting off they're not going to have a crazy wild selection. I mean, that's just not likely. But I hope that over time they expand it. They slowly get all the games in there that were big games or mediocre games or whatever. And they don't just leave out, well, this game was popular, so we're going to put that in there and nothing else. You know what I mean? I hope that isn't something that they do. I hope that it's not a pay-to-play per game. Hopefully they have an option for it. I wouldn't really care to do it that way, but somebody else might. So I'm hoping it's kind of well, you can either pay for this game and then play it, have it to play it, but you pay extra, or you could do a monthly or yearly subscription to it, and you can play any game you want. Because if that's the way it is, I'll probably do it that way. I think it would be cool, and I hope that the games are reinvented for the PlayStation 4 and for the PlayStation 3 and things like that. I hope that they make it so that way they're better suited for those consoles. If they're PlayStation 2 games, they're better on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. And I really hope, as much as I'm not an Xbox fan, I really hope that they bring that in, they implement that into the Xbox area. Because there's a lot of great games on Xbox. I'm not taking that away from Xbox. They have a lot of great games. And there are people that I'm sure would love to play it on their consoles now. My friend Corey, he has quite a few games on his Xbox. And I'm sure he doesn't want to have to switch to Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or whatever, and then not be able to play those games. That would just suck. Plus, I really want to play Far Cry 3 on PlayStation 4. That would be cool as hell. That's just my opinion. I love Far Cry 3. I think that would be a great game to play on PlayStation 4. The graphics, the game mechanics, things they could implement, that would just be really, really cool. Next up, that I should probably brush over real quickly, is that they didn't say how in-depth it was going. And that's probably a little fuzzy for some of you guys. By that I mean, they didn't really describe how it was going to work. They didn't say, oh, well, you can only have this many games here and this many games there. They didn't say if it was going to be really tight layout, it was going to be a really, really complex way of doing it or anything like that. I don't think it'll be like that, but just throwing it out there because a lot of the time companies, like, I'm not saying that every company does this because they don't, and I'm not saying PlayStation is completely free of doing this because they're not, but a lot of companies either nickel and dime you for everything they can get out of you, which seems to be like a lot of what Xbox and Microsoft does. And then there's those companies who either don't tell the whole story or as much of the story as they probably could, just to leave you with that suspense. And then when it actually drops, it's not as good as they made it out to be. Misleading titles, misleading stuff, things like that. That would really blow. I'm not about that. So if you're gonna do something like that, you need to make sure that you put what you're talking about. You need to make it clear and all that jazz. But I'm hoping that this is everything that it is made out to be. I'm hoping it's good because if it is, I will definitely put the money towards it. I will definitely put the money towards it to do this. It'll open up new fields of making videos and things like that. I think it would really be a good thing. I would love that. Anyways, guys, this video is wrapping up. I hope you liked it. Feel free to like and or subscribe. Twitter and Facebook links will be down in the description. The video on the left will be Optic Scumpy. He is back. The Ginger Ninja is back. And the video on the right will be a random video from my channel. Anyways, guys, deuces.